Uh-oh. Who's this guy? How are you? What's your name?
My name is Amir Geva. I'm the founder and the chief scientist of ElMindA and the professor in Ben-Gurion.
Hello. Wonderful to see you. Thank you so much. Hello. All right. So tell me what you got going on your head here.
So first, we were delighted to hear about your announcement in the State of the Union about the brain mapping project. Since that's exactly what we are doing in my research in the university in the last 20 years, and that's what we are doing in ElMindA in the last 7 years. So Ronen will present you our functional brain imaging technology.
Great.
So every good mapping starts with a good measurement. So we first measure the brain of Amir, and it's 128 electrodes that are put on his cap and down.
How does that feel? Like a hairnet.
It measures the
You have to presuppose that there is something to measure, right?
Exactly.
We'll see in a minute.
Now I will also.
So it measures electrical activity, which are generated by his neurons, so it's neural activity. So clearly what we first see is that Amir is alive. It's a good sign, it's a good start. And his brain is functioning, and we measure it while he's performing a certain task, in this case a game which is evoking certain functionality of his brain, like attention and memory. And while he's performing it, we measure his brain. So there's nothing new about measuring brain waves. But our first breakthrough is the ability to take these signals and separate the signal from the noise. Now the second part is going to the next one, is the ability to take this code and decipher it into meaningful clinical information, namely millisecond by millisecond visualization or reflection of brain functional activity. So in order to demonstrate that, I will demonstrate it on traumatic brain injury and concussion, which is a very important topic and a cause of serious public health concern. And I will show you a 17-year-old high school football player who got head-to-head collision during a football match and got a severe concussion. So looking at the current standards, if you take his neuroimaging or CT scan, he's completely normal. Looking at his symptoms, which were very high in the beginning, but they are resolved within 3 weeks. And his neuropsychological or performance, cognitive performance, is pretty flat and non-conclusive, so he returned to play in 3 weeks. When we look into his brain with our BNA technology, looking at his brain networks, first looking at the baseline of a healthy net, we can clearly see that once he's concussed, you don't have to be a physician to see that something is really going wrong with his brain network activity. So following it over a course of 4 weeks, we clearly see that this particular 17-year-old guy...
He should have stayed out for 4 weeks as opposed to...
Exactly. Because after 3 weeks, his brain activity was not yet resolved. So what excites clinicians and parents alike is the ability to really see what is going on in this person's brain. So we have
So is this primarily a diagnostic tool, or are you able to actually pinpoint from a treatment perspective?
What we're showing you here is a diagnostic platform, but we have a treatment platform as well, that if you see a malfunction, we'll try to fix it with a neurostimulation of electrical current injected into the brain. But this is the diagnostic part and the monitoring part. And we have some significant collaboration with the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, and in particular with the medical staff of the Pittsburgh Steelers, with the University of Michigan, with Robert Kraft and the New England Patriots, and also recently, thanks to the introduction of Dr. Kuhlman, we initiated the research with the Navy, and also we are in discussion with Walter Reed, traumatic brain injury, in order to be able to baseline kids, athletes, and soldiers, be able to monitor them once wounded. So this is very exciting for us, and who knows, maybe a better understanding of the human brain not only will help us treat brain injuries better, but also maybe will help us communicate better with our neighbors and make peace.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Now, I did leave some marks on your head, though.
Yes.
They'll go away soon. Congratulations.
תודה לכם.
How are you?